Morning everybody, it's Nick on this beautiful morning. I wish I could say I was on a power walk. I think I'm more on a morning stroll, but anyway, I'm out here in nature, which is what matters. I'd like to talk a little bit more about living without armour, and actually what I termed as fine line between being inspired and dogmatic interpretation, which can actually lead to the loss of ourselves in another way. So there's so much knowledge and wonderful information out there, it is unbelievable. And there are some really fantastic people really opening us up and giving us a language and touching our hearts and just opening up a conversation that we haven't had before. You know, there's the Simon Sineks of the world, there's the Dan Pinks, there's the Brené Browns, there's the Gabrielle Bernsteins. I mean, you know, I could go on, James Victoire. I think I have a crush on so many of them, you know, they're really inspiring. But I think there's a real danger, and it's definitely something I have fallen into and kind of had to pull myself back from, is that you are, well, certainly for me, just so kind of excited and inspired that somebody is starting to talk in a language and in a way and about content that really touches your heart, that you almost start to model yourself on them. And I think it's really important to understand that they've all had their challenges. Yeah, they're all on their journey doing their thing. And, you know, whoever these people are out there that are effectively, you know, at their most common denominators, they are all sharing their stories to try and share what they've learned to help other people. But the point is, it's their story. And, you know, we can take inspiration from it. And indeed, you know, just reading James Victoire's book, I think I wrote 6 or 7 different things last week just on the back of it. It was truly inspiring. But they've all had their own journeys, they've all had their own trials and tribulations, and they're doing their thing. They're sharing it to inspire and help us. But the minute we start getting into some dogmatic interpretation, whether that be, you know, as an organisational level, love corporate rebels and what they do and all the case studies they do, or at a personal level, then it starts to fall down. Because first and foremost, we have to learn to kind of know ourselves and to listen to our instincts and to trust ourselves and to trust our own creativity and our own way of doing things. And all of this stuff out there is incredibly important to help us, to guide us, to motivate us, to inspire us, but it's not about replacing us. And I think there's a really fine line between being inspired and having a dogmatic interpretation where you actually try and become that person effectively, or you just try and copy exactly what they are doing in order to be or achieve what they've achieved. And that's not what it's about. It's about achieving what it is you're meant to achieve. It's about finding your thing going on, your journey, having your successes, having your failures. You know, that's what it's about. And I know that that's been something I've fallen into. I'll give you an example. When I first read Brené Brown, my God, definitely my biggest crush, I reckon. Music to my ears. When she talks about vulnerability, you know, she talks about vulnerability has to have boundaries, and that without boundaries, it's not really vulnerability, it's more like, you know, desperation. I absorb that information and I'm like questioning myself, going, oh, crikey, you know, is what I'm doing vulnerability with or without boundaries? And all of a sudden I'm questioning what I'm doing. And what I'm actually doing is adding another layer of judgment and critic, and she's absolutely right, you know, the biggest critic in the arena is yourself, on myself, as opposed to actually using what she's saying to be of help and to inspire me. And that's really important. And I want to call that out, that we need to be careful of that, because it is a really good point. I love the point about, you know, we are our harshest critics. But actually, what I made myself do is step back and go, hang on a minute here. You understand intellectually what this book's telling you, but actually, you know, are you doing what you're doing with the right intent? Does it feel right? What does your instinct tell you? What does your gut tell you? You know, and that's okay, and we need to listen to that. And my gut tells me it's okay to show up and own up. And that hopefully what I do is trying to show people that by just showing up and owning up, it's okay. And that's how we can change the reality that we live in to be more authentic, more genuine, more true. And certainly my Facebook, my beautiful and small Facebook group, I am incredibly honest, and there's some really raw vlogs that I've done in there. But actually, you know, instinctively they feel right, because if I'm feeling like that, then others might be. And if they know that they're not on their own, then, you know, maybe in some small way, they will feel a little bit better. And that's why I want to share it. So that's the point, living without armour. It's fabulous to be inspired, and there are so many people out there to inspire us. But don't lose yourself. Don't try and become them, because you are you. It's not about a dogmatic interpretation. It's about being inspired and learning. But first and foremost, listen to your gut instinct, listen to yourself and trust yourself. And that's it for today. Have a great day. Bye.